Obviously, I don't want to get hit by a tsunami, but it's like, that'd be cool if I saw a tsunami.
Yeah, once in a lifetime opportunity.
Now at 6, most of the West Coast is under a tsunami advisory after an 8.8 earthquake hit off the coast of Russia. This is a map of where the earthquake hit. Officials say it is the 6th largest earthquake on record. Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm China Green.
And I'm Drew Carney. We have team coverage on this. Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz is live at the coast with a look at conditions in Canon Beach. But first, Rod has the latest on this morning's tsunami advisory right there from the Weather Center.
Yeah, let's start with the geography. I mean, I think it's easy to forget how close we are to Russia. I mean, here's Alaska, there's the Aleutian Island chain, and there's the peninsula where the earthquake hit, and again, a large one. Magnitude report, this auto plot shows 8.7. The reports I'm reading show a magnitude of 8.8. This was more than 24 hours ago. It came out in the 4 o'clock hour, our local time, yesterday afternoon. We expected to see the possibility of increased water or wave heights coming in overnight. So far, I have not really seen reports of increased water or wave heights along the Oregon coast, and expecting anything to be either negligible or at most less than 2 feet. But we still have the advisory up. We're still on guard, if you will, across all of the Washington coast and all of the Oregon coast. And there's no word on when this advisory will be lifted. The one small portion of the west coast of the U.S. under a tsunami warning is this area of the North California coast. This is Crescent City. They've in fact seen observations of water coming in about 4 feet above normal. Again, we haven't really seen any increase in the water levels reported here along our local coast in Oregon. So for the time being, until further notice, no word on when this will expire, how long it will be in effect, the tsunami advisory. And really at this point, all of the information is that the biggest threat may be the dangerous ocean currents today. So you're certainly advised to stay just clear of the beaches, out of the water, clear of marinas and boat docks, and all of that type of thing until further notice. We have much more on this coming up, including a live report. Let's get back to our news.
Yeah, thank you, Rod. All right, we're going to head out to Canon Beach where Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz is live. Thomas, what are you seeing out there?
Well, guys, for the most part, it's quiet out here. Many are heeding those guidelines to stay off the beaches, of course, out of the water. Though out by Haystack Rock, we do see and have seen throughout the morning a couple of people walking along the beach, even getting into the water a little bit as well. For the most part, though, many here are heeding to those cautions to stay off beaches, monitoring officials and what they have to say as well. Also, monitoring where to go in case there is an evacuation. Of course, many are following the advice of officials to stay off the water and the beaches. In a tsunami advisory, the National Weather Service says strong waves and currents are possible. That can lead to injuries or drownings as well. Strong shaking or rolling of the ground can indicate an earthquake or mean that a tsunami is imminent. And while people we spoke with are not overly concerned right now, they are keeping a close eye on this tsunami advisory.
We're optimistic that hopefully it doesn't hit here very hard. So, yeah.
And we're prepared if it does.
I got a text from somebody in Ontario, Canada, and he was saying, "Are you aware?" And I'm saying, "Yeah, we're right in the middle of it."
And of course, your officials are also paying close attention. We spoke to Canon Beach Fire Rescue, who has been monitoring this closely. We showed you about an hour ago signs in the town of Canon Beach, tsunami zones, and exactly where those signs say to evacuate. We want to show you this tsunami evacuation map as well. That's posted right here, right by the beaches, showing where people should go in case a tsunami does come. Of course, right now here at Canon Beach and along the Oregon and Washington coast, we're in a tsunami advisory. Of course, all throughout the morning and all throughout the day, people out here will be watching closely to see what happens. Guys?
All right, Thomas Schultz live for us there in Canon Beach. Of course, we're talking a lot about tsunami watches, advisories, and warnings. So this morning we're asking, what are the differences? Well, there's actually 4 categories to be aware of. The first one is called an information statement. This basically means there's no real threat at all. A tsunami watch means get prepared. Stay tuned for more info and be ready to act if needed. An advisory, which again is what the coasts of Oregon and Washington are under this morning, means stay out of the water and stay away from beaches. And then finally, a tsunami warning means move to higher ground or move inland right away. We're going to continue to bring you updates on this morning's Tsunami Advisory right here on the air at KGW.com and on our TV streaming app, KGW Plus. KGW Plus is also the only place to watch the extra 2 hours of our sunrise show live every weekday morning from 7 to 9 a.m.
In other local headlines this morning, evacuation notices have been lifted near a Wilco farm store near Highway 99W in McMinnville after a multi-vehicle crash ignited a propane tank yesterday afternoon.
Yeah, police say it impacted rush hour traffic starting right around 4 o'clock on 99W, Lafayette Avenue, Grand Haven Drive, and that surrounding area. You see some of the pictures here. McMinnville Water and Light shut off power to customers behind that Wilco store, and they asked people to avoid the area as crews worked into the night and then overnight to do a controlled release of the propane. We do expect to get more information about this from police later today. Police also investigating a bias crime at a Northeast Portland business with Jewish ties. Officers say on June 14th, in the middle of the night, this man approached the entrance of this business on Northeast Broadway, muttered profanities, and then drew a swastika on the door frame. Police released these surveillance photos and are asking for tips that might help them track the man down.
A Forest Grove man says his neighbor helped save his life during an apartment fire. It happened on A Street last Friday night. Victor Campuzano was asleep when the fire started and was woken up by his smoke alarm. When he realized he wasn't able to get out from the front or back of his apartment, he heard his neighbor calling for him.
He walked over to the shed where there's a ladder standing up, and he ran over and grabbed it, put it over the trucks, and tried to push it as high as he could, but
Campuzano was able to jump out just in time. One of the neighbors, however, died. Their name hasn't been released, and we haven't learned what caused the fire. Portland police are asking for help identifying arson suspects. They say several fires have recently been set near Irving Park, one on July 20th and another last Sunday. The damage included a shed, a utility trailer, a garage door, a vehicle, a dumpster. Luckily, no one was hurt here, but if you live in the area, police are asking for any saved video from your security system between 3 and 5 a.m. on July 20th and 9 to 11 p.m. July 27th. They say raw footage is the best. You can find links to upload on Portland Police's website under press releases.
A newly formed advocacy group called Rip City Forever is working to make sure that the Blazers stay here in Portland as the team moves towards a potential sale. So this group is made up of former players, executives, and local business leaders who do not want the team to move to another city after it's sold. More than 100 community leaders have signed a petition to Mayor Keith Wilson and Governor Tina Kotek. You can find more information about this at ripcityforever.com.
All right, let's head over to Rod Hill for a look at weather.
Yeah, you know, we keep hitting our lead story. If people wake up, they join us throughout our entire 4-hour show. Our overwhelming big headline is the Tsunami Advisory. This is still up. It's a blanket advisory, all of the Washington coast, all of the Oregon coast. And at this point, there's no wording on when this will be out of here. So for the time being, we're under the advisory. And the wording is simple. Avoid the beaches, avoid the water, avoid walking around on marina docks. Just stay away today to be safe. Now, with that said, the biggest threat looks to be the possibility of dangerous currents in the water. We're looking at increased wave heights of nothing as a potential to no more than less than 2 feet. And so far, the reports say the majority of the Oregon coast hasn't seen any increase in wave heights. You get down into Crescent City area of Northern California, and they've reported wave heights just shy of 4 feet above normal. There's that part of the extreme northern coastline of California actually under a tsunami warning where they are seeing the wave heights come in a little bit higher. Otherwise at the beach, it's cloudy right now. Partly sunny afternoon is expected. Here's one of the ocean cameras. This is from the Channel House in Depot Bay. And you can see even the water coming into the harbor is just pretty calm and quiet. And yeah, there's a boat coming out. Part of our news coverage has talked about the fact that we do have fishing boats continuing their work today. Apparently, you can see one right there. Coast Guard, of course, charged with keeping those vessels and captains of advised and updated on any changing or hazardous conditions. Here's the Rose City camera. Pretty morning out there. We're partly cloudy. We're 62 degrees. Our planner back up to about 90. I'm not sure if we make it or not. Yesterday I was certain we'd make it, and we hit 91 for a high, but a warm to hot afternoon. Thunderstorms later in the afternoon and evening will blow up again in central Oregon and areas out to the east potentially. Right now, it does appear we stay dry today and we stay dry much of the night tonight. There is the threat of a rogue thunderstorm or maybe some light rain showers in parts of the valley tomorrow. 90 today, cloudiness, 80 tomorrow, that rain threat, and then really nice Friday, Saturday, Sunday, anywhere from 77 to about 80 degrees expected. And that is your update.